We're about 200 miles from Alice Springs and heading into the red heart of Australia. It's a region known as Utopia, the poorest place in Australia. It's the home of the first Australians.
In Utopia, veteran documentary maker John Pilger explores the continued maltreatment of Australia's Aboriginal population.
If they're part of our society too, they have to do the same as us.
Why is it that in one of the richest countries in the world, people live in conditions that are usually more associated with Africa and India? Why do children die of preventable diseases that are literally, almost literally down the road, and this is true of Alice Springs, white children live as they do in any developed society? Why is that disparity? And why don't people talk about it? The concentration camp.
The film denounces what Pilger sees as a form of unrepentant apartheid.
We rounded people up into our own concentration camps.
It denounces the history of forced assimilation and state-enforced child removals.
Welfare men found us and took us, and mothers were screaming and crying and hanging onto the truck while they drove us away.
Pilger talks of the abuse against the Aboriginal population and racist stereotypes.
One rule for the whites and one rule for the blacks.
He was just left in his cell to die while police officers searched the lab.
To most of the media in Australia, Indigenous people are portrayed in stereotypes as drunks. The implication is that it's hopeless. Well, it's far from hopeless. And I mean, there are some very basic things that could be fixed almost overnight, and they have to do with caring for children, caring for families that find themselves impoverished, bringing basic services to remote communities and so on.
The documentary also looks at the so-called intervention in 2007 when government troops invaded Aborigine land under the pretext of child molestation, territories which happened to be on mineral-rich land.
We need to stand against this.
Utopia is on release now in UK cinemas and will be out on DVD in September.